Section 42. Vaisampayana said, after the Lokapalas had gone away, Arjuna, that slayer of all foes, began to think, O monarch, of the car of Indra, and as Gudakesa, gifted with great intelligence, was thinking of it, the car endued with great effulgence and guided by Matali, came dividing the clouds and illuminating the firmament and filling the entire welkin with its rattle, deep as the roar of mighty masses of clouds, swords and missiles of terrible forms, and maces of frightful description, and winged darts of celestial splendor, and lightnings of the brightest effulgence, and thunderbolts, and propellers furnished with wheels, and worked with atmospheric expansion, and producing sounds loud as the roar of great masses of clouds were on that car. And there were also on that car fierce and huge-bodied Nagas, with fiery mouths and heaps of stones, white as the fleecy clouds. And the car was drawn by 10,000s of horses of golden hue, endued with the speed of the wind, and furnished with prowess of illusion. The car was drawn with such speed that the eye could hardly mark its progress, and Arjuna saw on that car the flagstaff called Vaijayanta of blazing effulgence, resembling in hue the emerald or the dark blue lotus, and decked with golden ornaments, and straight as the bamboo, and beholding a charioteer decked in gold seated on that car, the mighty armed son of Pritha regarded it as belonging to the celestials. And while Arjuna was occupied with his thoughts regarding the car, the charioteer Matali, bending himself after descending from the car, addressed him saying, O lucky son of Sakra himself wisheth to see thee. Ascend thou without loss of time this car that hath been sent by Indra, the chief of the immortals, thy father, that god of 100 sacrifices, hath commanded me, saying, Bring the son of Kunti hither, that the gods behold him. And Sankara himself, surrounded by the celestials and rishis, and Gandharvas and Apsaras, waiteth to behold thee, at the command of the chastiser of Taka. Therefore ascend thou with me from this to the region of the celestials. Thou wilt return after obtaining weapons. Arjuna replied, O Matali, mount thou without loss of time this excellent car, a car that cannot be attained even by hundreds of Rajasuya and horse sacrifices. Every kings of great prosperity who have performed great sacrifices distinguished by large gifts to Brahmanas, even gods and Dhanavas, are not competent to ride this car. He that hath not ascetic merit is not competent to even see or touch this car, far less to ride on it. O blessed one, after thou hast ascended it, and after the horses have become still, I will ascend it, like a virtuous man stepping into the high road of honesty. Vaisampayana continued. Matali, the charioteer of Sakra, hearing these words of Arjuna, soon mounted the car and controlled the horses. Arjuna then, with a cheerful heart, purified himself by a bath in the Ganges. And the son of Kunti then duly repeated inaudibly his customary prayers. He then duly and according to the ordinance gratified the Pitris with oblations of water. And lastly, he commenced to invoke the mantra, that king of mountains, saying, O mountain, thou art ever the refuge of holy, heaven-seeking munis of virtuous conduct and behavior. It is through thy grace, O mountain, that Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and Vaishyas attain heaven, and there anxiety is gone. Sport with the celestials, O king of mountains. O mountain, thou art the asylum of munis, and thou holdest on thy breast numerous sacred shrines. Happily have I dwelt on thy heights. I leave thee now, bidding thee farewell. Oft have I seen thy tablelands and bowers, thy springs and brooks, and the sacred shrines on thy breast. I have also eaten the savory fruits growing on thee, and have slaked my thirst with draughts of perfumed water oozing from thy body. I have also drunk the water of thy springs, sweet as Amrita itself. O mountain, as a child sippeth happily on the lap of his father, so have I, O King of mountains, O excellent one, sported on thy breast, echoing with the notes of Apsaras and the chanting of the Vedas. O mountain, every day have I lived happily on thy tablelands, thus having bidden farewell to the mountain, that slayer of hostile heroes, Arjuna, blazing like the sun himself, ascended the celestial car, and the Kuru prince, gifted with great intelligence, with a glad heart coursed through the firmament. On that celestial car, effulgent as the sun, and of extraordinary achievements, and after he had become invisible to the mortals of the earth, he beheld thousands of cars of extraordinary beauty, and in that region there was no sun or moon or fire to give light, but it blazed in light of its own, generated by virtue of ascetic merit, and those brilliant regions that are seen from the earth in the form of stars, like lamps in the sky, so small in consequence of their distance, though very large, were beheld by the son of Pandu, stationed in their respective places, full of beauty and effulgence, and blazing with splendor all their own. And there he beheld royal sages, crowned with ascetic success, and heroes who had yielded up their lives in battle, and those that had acquired heaven by their ascetic austerities, by hundreds upon hundreds. And there were also Gandharvas, of bodies blazing like the sun, by thousands upon thousands, as also Guhyakas, and Rishis, and numerous tribes of Apsaras. And beholding those self-effulgent regions, Falguna became filled with wonder, and made enquiries of Matali, and Matali also gladly replied unto him, saying, These, O son of Pritha, are virtuous persons, stationed in their respective places. It is these whom thou hast seen, O exalted one, as stars from the earth. Then Arjuna saw standing at the gates Indra's region the handsome and ever victorious elephant Airavata, furnished with 4 tusks and resembling the mountain of Kailasa with its summits, and coursing along that path of the Siddhas, that foremost of the Kurus. And the son of Pandu sat in beauty like Mandata, that best of kings, endued with eyes like lotus leaves. He passed through the region set apart for virtuous kings, and the celebrated Arjuna, having thus passed through successive regions of heaven, at last beheld Amaravati, the city of Indra. Thus endeth the 42nd section in the Indralokagamana Parva of the Vana Parva.